Good morning, Warriors.
Morning, sir.
It is May the 14th, 2024, 11:35. Call this meeting to order. Will everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a prayer.
Uncover, please. Today being the month of Memorial Day being the last day of the month, we pay tribute to those who didn't come back. Heavenly Father, we ask that your blessings be bestowed upon our friends and our loved ones. We thank you for this opportunity to share a special occasion to honor those veterans that didn't come back and those that did. Let us always honor the memory of those brave men and women who sacrificed so much so that we could have the experience of freedom in a country that is free. Heavenly Father, keep the families in your kind care, bless them and comfort them in their time of sorrow. Let us remind us of the life, liberty, justice, freedom, and democracy bestowed upon us, that we may ever be grateful to you and those veterans who gave so much for our country. We ask the blessings upon this program, that when we depart, grant us that we continue the fellowship that makes us abide by peace. We ask this in your holy name. Amen.
Amen.
You want to be seated? Marshall, can we have roll call?
Yes, sir. Ms. Cigarroa,
Present.
American Legion, Mr. Agregano. Black Widows,
Hope, present.
Catholic War Veterans. Disabled American Veterans.
Present.
Korean War Veteran. That Mr. Sanchez spoke with him this morning. He had to go see the doctor yesterday, and he has a monitor. He won't be able to show up, sir.
Okay.
LULAC 777.
Present.
Marine Corps League.
Present, sir.
South Texas, Afghanistan, and Iraqi veterans. Texas Military Department Soldiers and Family Readiness.
Present.
Texas Veterans Commission.
Present.
VA Laredo Outpatient. Ms. Cabido. She's online. Yes, she is.
I'm here, I'm present.
VFW.
Present.
Webb County Service Office, Mr. Garza. Is he showing up, Mr. Guillen?
No, sir, I don't think so. You got the prior meeting also.
Okay. Sir, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Marshall. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes for April the 9th, 2024.
So motion.
Have a second?
May I remind everybody to put your telephones on silent, please, for the meeting?
Do we have a second?
Second.
Have a second? All those in favor to approve the minutes for April the 9th, 2024, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Citizens' comments? Marshall, do we have anybody that signed up?
No, sir. Is there anyone that wants to say anything that's not on the agenda? Okay.
Okay, thank you. Communications and announcements. By a VA outpatient clinic representative to give information on town hall meetings on May the 22nd, VA 2 Kilo, legal clinic, and a baby shower for women veterans. Ms. Cabillo? She's there?
Yes, hi, good morning. Sorry I wasn't able to be there, but I have something here in the facility going on as well. Just wanted to put out some information on, so we are having a town hall for the PACT Act. Some information on the PACT Act, that would be May 22nd at the education in front of our buildings. We do have some flyers here locally. I am gonna send some flyers out through our text message so that way everybody could have that information as well. And it'll be posted on the Facebook page as well.
Do we have any comments or?
The 18th of May at the public library, which is a Saturday. Public library from 10 to 2, and of course, they'll help you with any transfers of property, power of attorney, driver's license, anything else that is on the legal side of area. Sorry about that. We also are hosting a baby shower for our women veterans that are currently expecting. We do have 4 veterans that are currently expecting a baby and 1 that has already had their baby. So we're gonna do that May 30th. And we are collecting any items to put a basket together. So if anybody wants to donate diapers or clothes or anything, we are going to put something together for them and celebrate them here at the clinic May 30th. And then we do have our VA2K for our homeless program tomorrow that we're going to do a walk. It's a 1.2 meters walk around the building, and we are collecting for our homeless programs. And I left that list there last time, but that's all that I have. If anybody has any questions, please let me know.
Any comments or questions? Thank you, Ms. Javier, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda, by Marine Force League representative to discuss the dangers of heat stroke, especially on children, and the steps that can be taken to prevent it.
First on the list, it's a long list, from sunburn all the way to death. We have to notice that school's being out again, and children want to go to Corpus Christi, they want to go outside, they're going to be outside. Keep an eye on them, and on the adults, the veterans are setting up flags at the cemetery for Veterans Day coming up. Just remember that too much fun in the sun can hurt. It starts off with chills, vomiting, nausea, fever, headaches, feelings of sickness, and in 15 minutes can get even worse. The first signs we see is redness, sunburn, hot flashes, and discomfort, slowly showing up in a few hours from skin reddening and to blisters. To protect against that, we wear clothing and protection as cream, and we avoid the painful tingling, eventually the skin peeling. The home remedies also include aloe vera. Some of the more drastic is the dehydration, which causes dizziness and confusion. The remedy to this would be a lot of water, hydrate, sports drinks, electrolytes, fruits, vegetables, liquids, and fluids. The first thing you notice would be the thirsty, dry mouth, decreased kidney function, dry skin, not enough body fluids to promote. And when you get into the bad situation is when you stop sweating. Sweating is like an air conditioner. The wind hits the water and it cools off your bodies. When you stop sweating, that's the dangers. Your blood pressure will start dropping and it'll cause muscle cramps. Muscle cramps can be from the legs to the arms to the chest, eventually leading to heart muscle. The liquids cause fatigues, brain function decreased, headaches, feelings of too much sun can cause lightheadedness, dizziness, faintings, loss of consciousness. Then we're getting to something serious now with heat strokes, and the treatment for that would be again, hydrate. Water, electrolytes, a snack on salty snacks, peanuts, cookies, sip on water. Do not gulp it, snack, and sip up little sips of water. Um, move the patient, problems, that has problems, move up to the shade. And if you have to spray water on them, outside of the body, of course, not on the face. If medical attention is needed, take them. Don't wait, don't hesitate, transport. The military has they have a motion that they go through. If you report that you've got severe symptoms, they call it self-abuse, because you know better. You should know better. And when we have kids involved, we should know better that the kids, yeah, sure, they're playing outside and everything, but keep an eye on them. Before you let them outside, get some lotion on their skin, some UV ray lotion to avoid sunburn. To begin with, sunburn. A lot of us will consider sunburn as, well, I got red and I got skin. And that leads to blisters, and blisters lead to peeling. And when the skin starts peeling, then you have another problem. How to cover the skin if the skin's not there. Dehydration, of course, you get dizziness and you get confused. And if you keep an eye on the children, make sure that they're not in the sun too much. The heat, keep an eye on the temperature. Of course, for example, Corpus Christi is going to be hot, and we try not to get into the danger areas, but if we do, medicate, take them to the hospital, stabilize, and transport. That's it, sir. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Alvarez. Any questions or comments? Thank you so much. Next item on the agenda is by TMDS and VFW representative to give information on Memorial Day events coming up. The Catholic Mass by Mr. Kaysen of the Catholic Cemetery, and a free legal clinic offered by Amber Holmes on March 18th, a rucksack march on May the 25th, and a Memorial Day event at Laredo College by Albert Hernandez.
Good morning. For the record, this is Dinora Villarreal with the VFW, and we'd like to give this opportunity to a representative from the Catholic Cemetery and Albert from Laredo College to go before the VFW, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I don't know if we can get some assistance so we can see the image that I've placed here on the overhead. But anyhow, good afternoon, and thank you for having me here today and have this opportunity to just share with you our invitation for our annual Memorial Day observance event that will be scheduled for the day of actual Memorial Day on Monday, May 27th. It will start at 12 p.m. and usually it should run about an hour and a half. This time around, excuse me. Thank you. So this time around, we do have two guest speakers that will be providing some of their family experience. Y'all may recall Sergeant Crescencio Garcia Jr. He was the Army POW during the Korean era, and his remains were identified last April of 2023. And fortunately enough, through efforts of the community DOD, they were able to bring him back home this past November. And this time around for Memorial Day, we thought it was fitting to go ahead and give an opportunity to the family to really put a significance on the meaning of Memorial Day. We do think that a lot of people in the general public sometimes forget or confuse the differences between Veterans Day and Memorial Day, and it's fitting to recognize a local hero that, in this particular case, did give his life in service of our nation. And the experience will be shared by two family members that will be talking about the memory of them growing up, hearing about the family all the way through getting the news of him being identified and his remains being sent back home to where he was laid to rest in the family plot with his parents. So this was an ordeal that basically took roughly 72 to 73 years since the time that he went missing and the time that he perished under captivity and at the time that he was able to come back home. So we want to invite the invitation out to the community, to the veteran community, to come and join us this Memorial Day in observance and hear, the story of Sergeant Crescenciano Garcia Jr. Thank you. And I'll open up if there's any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. Any questions or comments?
Yes, have you invited the family of the Marine Lance Corporal David Lee Espinosa, the last Texan to die in Afghanistan?
Yes, so the three Gold family mothers, or three Gold Star mothers, I have reached out to them. I'm in communication with them, so I'm hearing to come back their notices if they will be able to attend. But I have reached out to the three Gold Star parents.
You're following up on that?
Yes, I am.
Real good.
Mr. Hernandez, on the Rock March on May 25th, what time will that begin?
That one is actually, I think Mr. Ricky Quijano has information on that. It's not, that one's not sponsored by Laredo College, so I don't have the full details. Other than I'm going to be there and I'm going to take a light ruck, to make
That was going to be my next question.
I will be participating.
Is it going to be full of rocks or full of feathers?
I'll be full of feathers in this case. You have a back condition, and I don't want to worsen it. But I believe Mr. Ricky Quijano will be talking a little bit more about that particular event. But if there's any other questions for Memorial Day event hosted through Laredo College, I know there's going to be a couple of other events that other entities are planning. So ours is at noon. I do believe there's going to be something in the morning over at the city cemetery. And if I'm not mistaken, there might be even an afternoon event. But again, ours will be at noon over at Laredo College. It will be in the portion behind the Yeary Library, the Falcon Bank Executive Conference Room. So if you talk to any veterans and you see the invitation that I placed in each one of your seats there, it does say Falcon Bank, but it's the Yeary Library Falcon Bank Executive Conference at Fort McIntosh. Some people sometimes just see Falcon Bank and they might go straight to the Falcon Bank over at McPherson. But it is on our campus at Fort McIntosh. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. As we all know, Memorial Day is a day that we honor and recognize our warriors that gave the ultimate sacrifice. And it is one way of us veterans and the community to make sure that their legacy never dies and they continue with us forever. So we appreciate the efforts of everybody that puts on events like this to honor our fallen heroes. Thank you. Let's see, just for the record, sir?
My name is Mike Kazin. I'm the director of the Catholic Cemetery here in Laredo. And first of all, thank you all very much for inviting me and for having me here. We will be we will be celebrating a Mass on May the 25th for Memorial Day, commemorating and honoring those who have fallen. And I'm here on behalf of Bishop James Tamayo, who is also a veteran, and the board, to invite anyone that can make it, that could be here at the cemetery for this Mass. The Mass begins at 9 a.m. We also want to thank the veterans organizations that are helping us put the flags on the graves as well prior to the Mass. The Mass begins at 9, and then after the Mass, we will have a ceremony, which will be a wreath ceremony, and the presentation of colors as well. And then also the reading of the names of the fallen. We are extending this invitation. We've been doing this for approximately 20 years, well, since before the Diocese of Laredo was formed. And we would like to continue that tradition and invite as many people as they can to be there with us. Again, it's an extension to the families of veterans, to people who are interested in coming in and praying for the families and offering support. And if there's any question, we will be changing it this year. Instead of being in the front, like by the mausoleum area, we are actually going to where there's a palapa, where It's the San Agustin section. And again, as was mentioned before, this is the San Agustin Garden section, not San Agustin Cathedral. Because even the people at the cathedral got a little confused when we told them. But we will be having it there. We will be celebrating the Mass and then having the solemn ceremony. Again, we want to let people know that this is a Memorial Day and it is a Memorial Day Mass. And we would like to recognize the veterans that have been there for us and that have helped us, as well as their families. So, thank
Just
you.
once again, Mr. Kitson, for the record and for the knowledge of all that is listening, the date and time
Sure.
and location.
Yes, sir. It is May the 25th, 9 a.m. at the Catholic Cemetery in the San Agustin Garden area.
Thank you,
It's,
Mr. Kitson.
Palapa. Thank you.
Any questions or comments? Thank you, sir, appreciate it.
Well,
Yes, sir.
Go
will
ahead,
you, will you be inviting,
I'm sorry?
will you be inviting, the families of the veterans that are not here with us anymore?
Yes, we are sending out invitations and we are spreading the word through the different sources that we have and resources. So we're inviting also the Gold Star mothers, the Gold Star families, and veterans or families of veterans. So we were trying to figure out the number of veterans that are laid to rest with us. And we came up with a figure, but it's not a hard figure, but a figure of approximately 6,800 veterans that are entrusted to our care. And we'd like to be able to recognize that and do as much as we can for them and for their families.
There will be food and refreshments, I believe?
Yes, sir. We will have some refreshments there. What they are this year, we're still trying to work out and iron out. In the past, we've had tacos, we've had sweet bread, we've had things like that. And also water for those that can't drink coffee or juices. So we'll have some refreshments there as well. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Kitson. Any comments, questions? Ms. Quijano, are you gonna address this? Ms. Guerrero?
For the record again, Dinora Villarreal. So we want to start off with talking about a fundraiser that was done. VFW along with Martin High School class of 93, we were able to collect $3,400 and this is going towards caps and gowns for Martin High School. We also have another $500 coming in very soon. And if anybody would like to be part of, you know, the event on Thursday, that's when we're going to be able to present the $500 and VFW and class of 93, Martin High School class of 93 will also be recognized, you know, for the efforts of collecting this money for caps and gowns. It's never too late, right? We can always help out. A couple of dollars come a long way. And thanks to this money that was collected with help not only from our VFW members and class of 93, but members of our community, we have a lot of our seniors who will be able to, you know, go up the line, graduate, have their caps and gowns. So I think it's just a wonderful thing that was done for, you know, the kids in our community. The other thing we have here is with the legal clinic that's happening on May the 18th, VFW will also be able to provide finger foods and beverages, you know, for anyone that's there for legal counseling. We will also, I think it was mentioned that there was going to be help with power of attorneys and what was the other thing? Transfer of property, wills, and then we also have one of our members that will be there providing, he's a notary public, so he'll be there as well, and I'm more than sure that there's going to be a whole bunch of other people there. The other thing also that I wanted to mention is that we do have a bowling tournament happening very soon, and our efforts here is basically to, what we're asking is that the community help us support Laredo's first Olympian female boxer, Jennifer Lozano. Jennifer is a graduate of L.B. Johnson, and she needs our support to make her way over to Paris, France, and represent not only our city but our nation in the 2024 Paris Olympics. So this came across, we went to an event, a boxing event that happened here in Laredo, and Jennifer happened to be there. We met her thanks to one of her members from the Black Widows. I'm also part of the Black Widows female veteran group. And, you know, there we learned that Jennifer needed the community's help to be able to support her for that trip. You know, all this money that's being collected will help her support and fund not only her travel, but, you know, flight tickets, lodging, transportation, meals, and basically anything that could come across during the Olympic Games. And like I said, we do have the bowling tournament. Let me see, I have a flyer right here. Bueno, we'll do this. Hopefully you're able to see it. Okay, so the bowling tournament is happening Sunday, May the 26th, and it begins at 12:15. We're also going to have a meet and greet. Jennifer will be there. It was pretty difficult getting her there, only because she's pretty busy with her training, not just here but in other places. But we will have that meet and greet. The registration deadline is May the 20th, and it is $175 per team. Each team will get one pitcher, and of course we're going to have door prizes available as well. And like I said, this just came across as we went to that boxing tournament, and she was there. We learned that she needed the help, and female veteran members of Webb County were there. We were there with the VFW, and then we said, hey, we want to help her out. She's anything for females, right? Because we want to make sure that she's recognized. She is a first Olympian, and then along with help from LNF, our longtime supporter, LNF, Smiles from Heaven, Roque Vela from Claymore, and then Hired Guns Motorcycle Club. Everybody came together and said, hey, let's make this happen. So like I said, it is Sunday, May the 26th. We still have a couple of lanes available. We might have maybe about a handful.
Yes, 5.
We have 5 lanes still available. So, you know, we're still asking for help from the community. So if you know anyone, or if you want to share a flyer, we'd really appreciate it. We hope to get, you know, enough funds to be able to help her in, you know, a big portion of her expenses.
Just for the record, the location of the tournament?
The location is at Playmore, and it is Sunday, May the 26th at 12:15.
Thank you.
Registration deadline is May the 20th.
I don't want anybody else showing up at Jet.
No. You have anything else? Oh, we also have the Ruck March. So the Ruck March, it's the Freedom Ruck March, and this is happening Saturday, May the 25th at 8 a.m. And the starting point, as always, is the National Guard parking lot. The distance will be 4 miles, and the ruck weight is 20 pounds minimum. That's only if you're competing. Obviously, not everybody can carry. I know I can no longer carry 20 pounds. Maybe I could, but I have back problems, and I don't want to go through all that. But if you'd like to participate, you don't necessarily have to carry the weight. The weight is just, you know, you just be walking, you know, but it's mainly to support, you know, and this is as Mr. Vela, I think you mentioned it, you know, it's a tribute, you know, Memorial Day for those that paid the ultimate sacrifice. So if you'd like to join us, we'd love to have you there.
Any questions or comments?
May I, Mr. Vela?
Yes, sir.
Ricardo Quijano for the record. Just to let you know, for the Memorial Day Rock March, it's a time where we honor and remember those that sacrificed. But at the same time, it's to foster the camaraderie between veterans and service members that are here locally. I also reached out to National Guard from Missouri, and some of them are interested in going. So that's what it's about. It's about coming together, and no matter what branch of service you are, it's coming together and having that camaraderie we used to have in the military, to have it again, right? So it's like Dinora said, it's 2 miles out, 2 miles in. You don't have to have a ruck march, a rucksack. I mean, you can have a rucksack, you put a pillow in there. Some of y'all know that. So it's just walking. It's walking with your family, bring your friend, bring your dog. you know, it's just coming together and having fun, talking to each other. And at the same time, when everyone comes back, the VFW is also providing grilled burgers, grilled hot dogs, fresh fruits. LNF is also providing waters, Suero eggs, and alcoholic beverages. They're, you know, kind of like camaraderie, have a good time, talk to each other. That's what it's about, and that's what the founders started, and that's what it was about. Them coming, they created so we come together. Was Ray Sanchez, Jaime Mendiola, Solis, Hector, Hernandez, all those guys created this, and it's just getting bigger every year, getting more momentum. And it's done just to let you know, it's done 3 times a year. All right, Memorial Day, July 4th, and Veterans Day, the Rock March. It always starts at the Laredo National Guard Armory. Go to TAMU, 2 miles, relax. You get 2 miles, sit, relax, hydrate, come back. You come back, enjoy the rest, you know, of the time there with your fellow comrades. That's what it's about. All right. Any questions, comments,
Questions or
concerns?
comments?
I have a question. Is it gonna be as a group or at your own pace?
At your own pace. It's boots start 0800, so be there at 0730 Saturday. Be there at 0730. Get your boots laced up. Get ready. If you have a ruck, get your ruck. If you have just water, get your water. And it's your own pace.
Okay.
It's your own pace, and we're gonna wait. We wait till everyone comes back. We wait till everyone comes back. It's you'll see a long line, a group of individuals. One thing we do also recommend is if you have a U.S. flag, bring your U.S. flag. You know, hold it up high. Branch of service flag, Marine Corps, Navy, Army, Air Force, Space Force. Bring it. You know, bring it and hold it. Hold it high. Hold it with pride.
Another question, Mr. Quijano, that the list of events that you were talking about earlier, do you have it with you?
Say again, sir.
The events for the
Yes.
weekend.
Yes, I did email.
Oh, that's the email you sent me?
Yes,
this
I
morning?
emailed, which is, yeah, oh, I got it, okay. A list of events that are transpiring here locally. Here it is. It was a collaboration between Texas Military Department, the Webb County Veteran Service Office, and the VFW. We just came together, okay, we got this, we got that, and this was created, just so everyone can know what's going on, and it's in order also by date.
Nice.
Any other questions? Let me just say, let the record reflect that Councilmember Vanessa Perez is present. She has been here for a while. We just did not want to interrupt the presentation. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna mention that if we can make sure that the Public Information Office shares.
Yes, ma'am. He emailed it to me in the morning. I will forward it over.
Let me take this opportunity on behalf of all the veterans and this committee to thank VFW and yourselves for the great work that you do in keeping the community and the veteran community, specifically on all the events and the package that you put together.
Yes, sir.
It's something that we've been talking about for a while, and taking the leadership like you all have, we appreciate that. You young warriors still have a lot of energy, and we appreciate that, and we're gonna take advantage of you.
Yes, we do, and hopefully it gets better, especially during Veterans Day. Veterans Day, it's just, everything's out there. So.
And I'd like to comment on your
Yes, sir.
your fundraiser for the cap and gowns for Martin High.
Yes, sir.
As a graduate from a class of 2019, I appreciate that.
It was an honor, and it
No,
gets
no,
flavor.
it's
It
not,
gets
I
flavor.
did not misspeak. I am a graduate of class of 2019. And I say that specifically because I want to expound on it a little bit. I volunteered for the United States Army when I was 17 years old, and I did not graduate. After serving my country for 8 years and the community for many years after that, I was able to graduate with cap and gown in 2019.
Wow.
And there is a program that all veterans can take advantage that did not graduate from high school, that they will be able to get their diploma and graduate with cap and gown to any of the public schools in Texas. So that's something that maybe we need to put out a little bit more out there, because I don't know if there's any left or not, but I know that when I graduated, there was 2 other veterans that graduated with me. And I know there has been more than a handful of graduates that have taken advantage of this. I was not aware that this program was available, but back in 2019, I wanted to go back to school so I could get my high school diploma. I do have a GED and I attended some college hours. But it's important to have your diplomas. They open doors, regardless of what level it is, but every diploma that you have opens more doors as the book of life continues on. And so it's important that at least it was to me and some of the other veterans that took advantage of that. And so when I, excuse me, when I tried to enroll, to be able to get my diploma, I was made aware by Principal Pro in Martin High that there was this program that Texas has that veterans can achieve this monumental day. And so maybe that's something that we need to work on a little bit more. And you guys are the perfect people to do that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chairman. And knowledge is power. Making sure we know, and we could have done it without the members and the sponsors. Many of these, especially the members, we also have Ms. Dinora. She's actually a GROTC instructor for Martin High School, doing a great job leading the way. And you know, I'm going to put her on the spot. Her story really, you know, one of these days talk to her and how she became a GROTC instructor. It's awesome. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Why she became one.
Can
Inspiring.
we hear it? Can we hear it now?
Oh my goodness. It's a good story, but it's also a sad story. So, you know, coming from where we come from, you know, our Hispanic community. So I happened to be at one of the VFW meetings, and the commander at the time, Staff Sergeant Gilbert Gonzalez, was there, and I noticed that he had a logo on his shirt, and it was a JROTC, and I was surprised, and I said, "You're an ROTC instructor?" He's like, "Why, you want to apply?" I'm like, no, I'm just asking, you know. I wasn't working at the time. I had stopped working maybe for about a year and some, and I was just ready to be at home, you know, be a stay-at-home mom, use all my time to volunteer. And he says, we're in need of instructors, and, you know, you'd probably be the first female JROTC instructor for LISD. And I said, well, that's really not attracting me, you know, but, you know, what else do you have to say? And he's like, you know, I've been covering at Martin High School. He's an instructor at Cigarroa, and he says, I've been covering at Martin. I've only been there for a couple of days. He's like, and I just learned that some of the boys were telling the girls that they couldn't have leadership positions. And that's why I said, it's a sad, but it's a good story as well. And I said, my face changed, and I said, well, what do you mean? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, you know what, this is coming from the, you know, probably the fathers. But as I went along, I told him I can go and volunteer, you know, just as a parent volunteer. Can I do that? He's like, yeah. I went in that 2 days later, and he says, we're going to do interviews or presentation, I'm sorry. He said, we're going to do presentations because they don't know me and I don't know them. So I go up there, every cadet is coming up to the front, you know, introducing themselves. And then one of the females goes up there and says, the only reason I joined JROTC was because this was the only thing that my mother allowed me to do. She wanted to join sports, and because they stay after school a lot, she said, this is the only thing. And she says, but I love ROTC so much that now I want to join the military. It's amazing being part of this organization. She starts crying nonstop, and we're like, what's going on? And she's like, well, I like it so much that I want to join the military, but my mother has already told me that this is no place for a female, that I should be thinking about having kids and getting married. And I'm sitting in the back of the classroom, Sergeant Gonzalez is in the front, and he looks at me with that face like, I told you. So then I learned this is not only coming from the fathers, but it's coming from the mothers, and this is, you know, that our culture. You know, and I don't think we see that as often now, but there's still a few people out there that still think like that. And then towards the end, I just said, you know what, I'm ready to apply. Where do I apply? He said, you're going to make a big difference. And I think I have, not only with the girls, but also the boys in the JROTC program. And I've loved every piece of it. You know, I started this year, and I started as a volunteer. Then I went over to being a substitute just while we got the application going on. And then I finally became the JROTC, first female JROTC instructor for Laredo ISD. And that happened during the second semester of the school year, and I've loved everything of it. Hopefully, I'll continue to do it for a couple more years.
Wow, yeah, thank you.
And humble, but Raider program, the Raider, you already beat other schools.
We've had a couple of competitions, and this year we got first place overall at Nixon and then at Martin. And that means a lot for Nixon, for us to get first place overall at their school. It's a big loss, but we did it.
So, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. She's changing the culture and bringing that positive energy, not only to the school, but to the students and to the veterans community, because she herself and Luna, Maxine, the three wonderful ladies, they are out there advocating for veterans and service members. So, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if I
Yes,
may.
yes, Councilmember Perez.
Well, I just want to say thank you and excellent job. I think that you all are making a big difference, really, and I think it's good for our youth to see women in charge. And it's sad that these conversations are still happening in the homes, right? In these current times, but progress is a slow movement. And all of us have our roles to play, and for you to take the initiative and fill that spot is very courageous, and just you continue to serve. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Again, we appreciate your leadership.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Before I go to the next item, Mr. Hernandez, are you still here? Would you like to comment on, since we're talking about education for our veterans, on the GED program that you have at Laredo College?
Absolutely. I was actually going to raise my hand if I could approach the sheriff and
I
comments.
believe you approached, you
So,
made a presentation before.
Aside from, and there are individuals that are becoming pillars of our community, particularly within the veteran community, both Mr. Quijano and Ms. Villarreal. One of the things that she did fail to mention is that while she's doing that in promoting education, she's also in higher ed, through Laredo College, pursuing some of her education. So that in itself is also a significant role model of putting your words into action, right? So my hat's off to her for what she does. And one of the things that I wanted to share in terms of Laredo College, earlier this month, we held our first, what I called our Warriors Feast. And we invited our graduates, both veterans and dependents, that just graduated this past Friday. We had one of our largest commencement. It was in the front page news this morning. TAMU also had their largest commencement. But this is the first time that through the Veteran Services and Laredo College that we acknowledge the individuals and have a small ceremony for them, their loved ones, their significant others, their family support. So we had a handful of individuals. We had roughly 16 individuals that graduated, 8 veterans and 8 dependents. And some of them attended, and they brought in their family members, and basically we were there to share a meal with them and celebrate their accomplishments. And this particular time, we did have Mr. Ricky Quijano that came in and addressed the group and share some of the experiences and really try to advocate for involvement in the veteran community, for those veterans that are going to get ready to join the workforce or continue with another degree in higher ed, that they don't forget about how they got their education. It was through the veteran benefits. And the same thing for those dependents that are out there getting their education. They're getting those benefits, their education, because of the benefits that were passed on to them or that became eligible through the veteran. And we want them to remember that and to be active within the veteran community in supporting events, something as simple as a ruck march. Picking up a flag and just, being able to identify the individuals and have a little bit of gratitude within that. And one of the things that I'm working on that should be out probably in the next couple of months, I'll give you a little preview, is I'm looking at doing a quarterly interview with one of our veterans and one of our dependents so that we hear their stories and be able to document some of their stories on why they went to the military, why they decided to pursue higher ed, and what are some of their plans as they enter the workforce within our community. again, trying to highlight those valuable individuals and trying to reach them while they're still young. I started getting involved well into my 40s. I attempted it in my 20s, and as we all know, the transition from military life to civilian life is not as easy as it was from civilian life to military life. You know, it's the camaraderie is one of the things that's missing in a lot of the individuals, but we're able to find this in being involved in some of the groups and the organizations that are here represented today. So we continue to provide services at Laredo College for all of our veterans and our dependents. You know, if there's any questions out in the community in terms of what benefits they may have or are confused or unaware of what services might be there, they can simply contact us there at Laredo College. The best way to call us is, or contact us is by email at veterans@laredo.edu, or they can call me directly at 721-5242, and we'll talk to them, we'll set up an appointment with them, and we'll even do a video conference if necessary. At this point, that's pretty much all that we've got, but education is fundamental to changing lives, not only for our dependents, but for our veterans and ultimately in our community. Thank you. Are there any comments, questions?
Any questions or comments? Thank you, Mr. Hernandez.
I've got a comment that a lot of people don't know that the Laredo College was at the Fort McIntosh area. The Fort McIntosh, the first class that graduated from the college were 13 veterans, like the 13 stripes, like the 13 stars.
Ironic, isn't it?
Isn't it?
It's part of the, yeah, there's a lot of history there at Laredo College. One of the things that I learned in some of the hidden history there, you know, not too long ago, was that Fort McIntosh actually served as a boot camp in preparing individuals to go out. I don't recall if it was World War I or World War II, but it was one of the two world wars that veterans were, or rather service members were being trained and prepared to go out into service. And that happened here in Laredo. So there's a lot of history here, and again, even with our most recent veterans that have returned back to the community, we're trying to capture the stories, and I'm trying to do that by having a quarterly interview with them that will be out, not a video, right, because we're trying to build up the involvement, but it'll be a picture of their service time, a picture of them currently, and a printed Q&A type of thing as an interview to start getting those voices and those the experiences recorded within our history.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Any other comments, questions? Next item on the agenda. By a Catholic War Veteran representative to give information on the Memorial Day ceremonies. Mr. Segovia.
I need to give this out first.
Okay.
I made a mistake from my secretary, which is me. Made a mistake from the Cecilia or Cecilia, the Augusta mother. Cecilia Arizola.
Cecilia.
I think it's Cecilia.
I'll check on it.
Sir.
For the record, Jesus Segovia. This is a rough copy of the program for Memorial Day on May 27. As last year, as you all know, I also hosted it last year because our brother Shui Cantu is still in the hospital in McAllen, and I wish he could make it down, but he's unable to make it down here. So I took the role of running the Memorial Day, and usually, well, at 8:45 we have the motorcycle riders riding at 8:45. Once they are seated, we will begin our ceremony, invocation, by Deacon Jerry Morales, the national anthem by former Mayor Pete Sainz, in Flandersville by Mary Lou Villarreal, introduction of guests, which will be our Gusto mothers, Juana Maria Rodriguez, I believe it's Cecilia Arizola, Elizabeth Holguin Espinosa. I invited Honorable Congressman Henry Cuellar, Honorable Mayor Dr. Victor Trevino, Honorable City Manager Joseph Neat, Honorable County Judge Tano Tijerina. Our guest speaker will be Henry Hernandez, who is being brought down by American Legion Commander Jose Gomez. The placement of the following that, we will do the roll call of fallen heroes. I already have all the speakers that will be doing the roll call. Then comes the placement of the wreath of fallen heroes by American Legion Commander Jose Gomez and Honorable Mayor Victor Trevino. Our 21-gun salute followed by the American Legion Post 59 Honor Guard. A poem, Last Monday in May by Staff Sergeant Dinora Villarreal. Benediction by Deacon Jerry Morales. Song America the Beautiful by U.S. Navy veteran Ed Gonzalez. Closing remarks by American Legion Commander Jose Gomez. If you feel that I left anybody out, please let me know. I don't want to insult anybody. Like I had a couple of calls last year that I left some city officials out, or somebody important in the city. And this year I took the time to invite almost everybody I could think of, especially our council members. Gilbert Gonzalez, District 1, Ricardo Rangel, District 2, Melissa Cigarroa, District 3, Alberto Torres, District 4, Mayor Pro Temporary Ruben Gutierrez, District 5, Dr. David Tyler King, District 6, Vanessa Perez, District 7, and Elisa Cigarroa, District 8. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. From there, I send letters out to...
Did you get Dr. Tyler King for District 6?
Okay.
Did you say Dr. Tyler King for District 6?
I said Dr. David Tyler King?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, next, send out letters to Congressman Henry Cuellar, Sheriff Martin Cuellar, JP Juan Paz, JP Oscar Liendo, JP Roberto Quintana, Bobby Quintana, JP Danny Dominguez, JP Salvador Johnson, JP Jose R. Salinas, also County Attorney Marco Montemayor, County Clerk Margie Ramirez Ibarra, County Treasurer Raul Reyes, District Attorney Isidro Alaniz, District Clerk Esther de Gollado, Webb County Tax Assessor Patricia Barrera, Mayor Dr. Victor Trevino, City Manager Joseph Nip, Assistant City Manager Jose Valdez, City Secretary Mario Maldonado, Laredo Morning Times Publisher Bill Green, who is also a veteran, and Commissioner Jesse Gonzalez, Commissioner Rosaura Wawi Tejerina, Commissioner John Galo, Commissioner Ricardo Jaime, Constable Guadalupe Lupio Gomez, Constable Adrian Cortez, Constable Harold De Valle, Constable Miguel Mike Villarreal, 49th District Court Judge Joe Lopez, District Court Judge Monica Knudson, 111th District Court, 341st Court Judge Becky Palomo, 406 Judge District Judge Oscar J. Hill, and Webb County Court of Law Hugo Martinez. Did I leave anybody out? That you all know of. I don't want to insult anybody this year.
It's your secretary's fault.
Huh?
It's your secretary's fault.
I think I covered everybody.
Okay.
And like I said, our ceremony starts at 9 o'clock. Hopefully we'll be finished by 11. From there, we will go to LCC, Laredo College, and join them over there. It's a beautiful ceremony that they do. And after that, we had thought about doing something in the afternoon at the Vietnam Veterans Plaza, but it's going to be kind of hectic because I'm going to have the city or Parks and Rec put all the tents, chairs, and everything at the city cemetery. So it's going to be hard to bring it back to Veterans Plaza. So I believe maybe we'll do another ceremony later a fun day, a family day at Vietnam Veterans Plaza later on. For now, that's it. If anybody has any questions,
Questions or comments?
Sir,
Yes, sir, Mr. Alvarez.
is it true that Deacon Morales is a retired captain in the Army,
yes,
chaplain?
yes.
Awesome.
Okay, that's it
Any
for
other
me.
questions or comments? Thank you, Mr. Segovia.
Thank you.
Moving on, next and last item on the agenda, update on the Korean War Veterans Walking Trail. I believe that's you, Ms. Councilmember Figueroa?
Yes, so we took the item to council last week, and sent it over to the naming committee as, the policies and procedures recommends, and, this will most likely be coming back to council for approval, and we'll make the necessary arrangements.
It will be named as we
Correct.
suggested or recommended.
Well, if the committee agrees.
Well, I already checked the agenda, Ms. Arispe sent it to me, it's there for tomorrow at 5:30, and I'll be there. The meeting's tomorrow, the naming committee gets together tomorrow at 5:30.
Great, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Any other questions, comments? Like I always do at the end of our meeting, is anybody wants to speak or say anything for the benefit of the welfare, of the improvement of quality of life for the veterans, is it that?
For the record, Staff Sergeant Dinora Villarreal. I didn't see anyone talking about the Memorial Day observance through LISD, so I just want to talk about it, possibly,
ahead.
yes. So this is the Memorial Day observance, which has been happening, I think, year after year. It is happening Monday, May the 20th at 9 a.m., and it is happening at Memorial Middle School Gym. This is at 2002 Marcea Avenue, and it's a beautiful ceremony that is done, like I said, year after year. Obviously, we want as many veterans as possible to go. You know, they set up chairs for veterans to sit in the front, and it's basically, once again, to remember, those that paid the ultimate sacrifice. And then, of course, if there's members out in the community that also want to show up and show their support, they'll be able to sit there. But it is a beautiful ceremony, and like I said, this is basically it's put together by the Board of Trustees for LISD. So we hope to see you all there Monday, May the 20th, 9 a.m., Memorial Middle School.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, ma'am.
Can that be added to this, packet? Is it there?
It's in there, ma'am.
Oh, it is, okay.
There it is.
In the middle.
Yes, sir.
For the record, my name is Randy Villanueva. I'm the new peer service coordinator here in Laredo, Texas, serving Webb County, Zapata, Jim Hogg, and Starr County. Basically, what I do is I'm like the middleman for veterans. I'm not in any organization but the veteran community. So knowing the people that are behind me, the gentlemen, and the people that are in charge and part of the organizations, I want to be the link between other organizations and bring them together. There's veterans here in the community that aren't aware and aren't part of any organization. I'm trying to bridge that gap. I did pass the link for the organizations for the platform that's here in the Laredo chapter. I'm uploading all the information that's given to me, events, community events, not just veteran events, just to spread the word. If there's anything that any veteran needs as far as resources, peer-to-peer support, anything of that nature, also the families, they can reach out to me at 956-794-3089. I'm located there at the Border Region Mental Health Center.
Can you state your name and you're the coordinator for what organization? Because I didn't get it, maybe
Yes, my name's Randy Villanueva,
Okay.
and I'm the Veteran Peer Service Coordinator for the Texas Veteran Commission.
Oh, good.
Yes,
I didn't get that first part.
that's okay. So,
Welcome, and you're always welcome to these meetings here. This is,
thank you.
as you well know, there's what, 13 organizations?
Yes, sir. I've
But,
touched base.
And we put out a lot of good information. I believe that this committee has done a lot of good things here in the last, I don't even know how long we've been around, what, three years? 2 years?
About 2, 3.
And it's something where we got 13 different veteran service organizations in one room to be able to make recommendations to the city council and be able to help improve the quality of life of our veterans. And
Right.
welcome, and we appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
Do you have, Mr. Chairman, do you have a website or something where you're compiling all this information?
Yes, it's in the Texas Veteran Commission Veteran Mental Health Department website. I'll share the link with you.
Do you have like these flyers, like what they have? Do you have all of the events and everything there?
Yes, I am. The organizations that I've linked with, they do provide me with the flyers of events, and I do upload them in the platform. So any veteran that is part of that platform, which I recommend that veterans here in our community and the surrounding counties do register for that platform, and they'll be up to date with the events and services that are available for the veterans here.
Okay, just so we don't duplicate, but maybe we can put a link from your website on our website, and then we make sure we cover all the happenings for the veterans,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
If
The-
you're
the
available
website
for our
that-
next meet, go ahead.
No, just wanted to, I guess if Mr. Quijano, do you have that link for his website?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so maybe we can coordinate with Mr. Jimenez and make sure that we add that, or if we don't already have it, because the city has a website for the Veterans Committee Affairs,
Okay.
but I don't know if it's like 100%, like maybe yours is a little more up to date or whatever, so we just want to make sure that we are getting the information for the veterans and they have good
Right.
resources. So we can add that link in case we're missing it on ours, they can find it on yours or vice
Yes,
versa.
Roger, and also like for the surrounding counties, not necessarily here in Laredo, but the other places as well. We have flyers that go up, events that are available to them as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, appreciate it. Any other questions or comments?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Entertain a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, sir.
Have a second?
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
It is,
Sir,
I don't know what time it is.
question?
Question? Yes, Mr. De Hoya.
12:37.
May I ask for you to, ask for a moment of silence for our veteran, Jorge Mo Molina, whom we buried yesterday at Fort Sam Houston.
Absolutely.
Brother Mo, rest in peace.
May he rest in peace.
Amen.
All those in favor of the motion,
Second.
meeting is adjourned
Aye.
at 12:39 by now, I think.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.